Hi. So a lot of you have been asking, let's say, when I work in my past lives, sort of recalling the past lives or trying to get the soul fragments back, those bits of me, my consciousness, my energy, and everything else, even communicating with the spirit guides or loved ones or beings I have known from past lives. Well, how do I know that a lot of those parts are actually mine? And how can I tell the difference between me, the others, the entities, and all this stuff? So the best thing for me is that I got to play video games and I got to experience different aspects of what it is to be the player, sort of the character. Like when we live here in life, it seems like we're playing from the first person perspective. So we are the character. But zooming out, I am the player that's playing with a character in game. So that means that I have more like a god role, so to speak, where I can control my character. But then you zoom out and we have programmers and video game developers and everything else. They create all of these algorithms and rules and how can things work. So for me, just seeing various aspects of gaming, of website development and going into different details and all of these things in life, there's like very different ways how this can be explained. But for me, just what I've gathered from my experience, I'm experimenting. It's all about your creativity. Like there are no rules until you set it, so to speak. When we go into the astral, when we're doing the spiritual work, there is no guidebook of you have to do this and only this, and if you fail, then really it's like bad things are gonna happen. Like no, there are no rules. They're like, okay, well, I've done this, and you can use the same way, the same steps, or you can explore, or maybe just follow a bit of that and change it up, create a variety, see what happens, and explore. So for me, exploring was the thing. And let's say when trying to gather my fragments and let's say communicate with certain people, how do I know what's mine? How do I know what's others? For me, I just said the rules. So let's say you get out of body, you shift your consciousness. All of a sudden, you are no longer your physical body. Your case, your issues don't follow you. When you leave this body, there is no thinking anymore, no chatter in mind, no problems, no issues. All of the things that were happening on Earth is no longer in your, like focus or priority. Like, yeah, it happened. You have the knowingness of it, but it is no longer like, yeah, that's a thing I need to focus on. No, you're free. You have all of it out there. And with that in mind, I'm just, okay, well, if I wanted to find this thing, how would I do it? I can think about it, I can focus on it. Or let's say, well, in video games, I like having a map. So let's just say that over here, when I use my hand, I'm going to have this map pop up. And I've seen plenty of video games and anime and cartoons where you just click a little device and boom, a screen pops up. You might have seen it in movies. Well, great, just do it too. Let's say you're going to have this watch or something and you click a button and boom, a map pops up. And in this map, interactive map, you can choose what you want to find. And the thing is, your consciousness has the knowingness. You don't need the higher self, the lower self, the over self, because it is all you. All of your aspects, it's all you. It is one consciousness, one knowingness. It's all you. So you don't need to look for those different parts and, okay, well, this is me and that's my higher self and this is that. It's all you. It's all you eventually. So your consciousness, by that I mean you that knows it all, you that can access it all. You don't need to shift and blend and merge and become something else. No, it's all you. So with that in mind, I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to create this watch on my hand. Okay, I just imagine the watch on my hand. Now I have it. And then I'm going to click a button on my watch, boom. And this holographic screen pops up. And in this holographic screen, I'm like, okay, well, so I want to see other aspects that I have throughout the multiverse. So I would just type it in. Okay, other aspects of me throughout the multiverse. And that's my consciousness directing it. It is my knowingness of it all. Where are the other parts of me, other aspects? And it will show up on map. Let's say I can sort of like, oh yeah, here, other dimensions, here, here. And I can just scroll and blend and zoom in and zoom out and everything else, and I'll see it all. Same thing with, oh, well, you just got out of body and you're afraid of soul traps and you're afraid of entities. Well, how about same map, you click it and okay, soul traps nearby or soul traps throughout the 3D. Okay, here they are. I can just go the other way. Archons, reptilians, grays, you name it. But the thing is, it's creativity. It's just like, what happens if I try this out? And boom, it works. So for me, I just think of these little things. Like I've tried it out in games, it works. You can use like cheat codes, and oh, this cheat code allows you to fly through the walls. Okay, let's do that. And the thing is, if you have not experienced much in life and have a limited belief system where, let's say, a lot of things happen on Earth, whatever you know, when you get out, you will keep it. You don't get smarter all of a sudden. That's a known thing. But it doesn't mean that you can't access more knowledge or knowingness or your past lives. You can do that, but you need to think of it. You need to focus on that, put an intention. And the same way, if you're programmed of life is limited and there's a lot of things I cannot do, if it's in your belief system, that's going to be creating your life even after you leave, where you never tried flying through the wall. You never thought it was possible. Your whole life you've heard that it's impossible. You have to go around, you have to use the door. And just think outside of the box. Change the rules. What happens if I am no longer a physical body? What happens if I'm I don't know, like something else, an energy ball, a point of view? I don't have a body anymore. It's gone. And you don't have a body. You're just point of view, or you're a camera angle. And you can look around 360. You can split and have double screen. And let's say it's just all about creativity. Again, that's just one of the ways. Another thing that I do is I think of the essence. Essence is so freaking important. It's not the looks. It's not the, I don't know how to say it. You might have met certain people in life and they left an impact. When you were with them, they made you feel a certain way. And it doesn't have to be people, it can be animals. When you're with that being, you feel, let's say, love or trust, or I can be relaxed. I can be myself. I can say what I want to say. And, of course, all of you will have different experiences, but maybe one of those experiences will be positive, where you felt like that was really good. That person made me feel so happy. Even if it's just like a very short thing, that beingness they had when they were with you, that openness to whatever you have to say and accepting you without judgment, and giving you the love or support and understanding and all the other things, whatever that was important to you, you've noticed those parts. You were like, wow, I wish there were more people like that. So you remember those parts. It's that essence. It's not how the person looks like, it's how you felt when you were with them in that moment. And focusing on those details, you can look throughout your whole life. And maybe you will have times in your life where, when you were little, or throughout, like, I don't know, in your teens, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, like some moment in life, you will have that moment where you really enjoyed who you were, that beingness that maybe was rejected by the society. Maybe you were judged because of that, but you loved dancing. You loved singing out loud. You loved writing and painting and creating, or maybe you were a nerd. Maybe you were a little bit geeky and all this stuff. All of those parts that we might have. But something that was really important to you that you might have pushed away, but you keep recalling that time in your life where that was me. I really enjoyed that. And I wonder what if, and all the stuff. So that essence, that beingness that you've had, you just focus on it. You don't have to become that and be that, but focusing on that good time, that one little moment in life, sort of recalling it, replaying it in your head. That's how you find those fragments, is by the essence. So for me, it's really simple, because whenever someone else tries to give you that, even if it's, let's say, other fragment that is very similar, it will not have the same essence. It will try to act out like one, but when watching actors, you can tell who's doing a really good job and who's actually failing, who's not genuine, who's not honest, or who's like trying really hard and maybe overplaying it, and who's actually like, damn, that was freaking good. So you can tell who's a good singer and who's not, who's trying and who's lip syncing and all this stuff. And with that, that essence, what is yours. Something that has been important to you. You will know of beings that you have met. And when you leave this place, when you get out of body, you can tell by that same essence. But others, they will have to try to play it out, act it out, and they will not have the same feeling. It will look similar, but by any means, it's not the same thing. So for me, I am very much into perception. That's my thing. Even when talking, you can tell people saying certain phrases like, yeah, I hear ya. I know. So that hearing, they're into hearing, they're into knowing. Yeah, I see what you're saying. They're into perception, the seeing. So I'm very much into feeling, the whole perception thing, that's mine. A lot of people will have a knowingness, like, hey, you might be really good at science and math and everything else. That might be your thing. So that kind of like knowledge and information, whatever you know and how you perceive life will come in that way. That's what we have to know. A lot of beings we meet out there and who we are, even our other aspects, our own consciousness, it will give us the information the way that we can understand it and connect with. So our real parts, our loved ones, spirit guides, or whoever you're connected to, they know that the way you're going to receive information has to come in the way that, will be relatable to you. So when you feel, like for me, I don't go out of body and I don't really have this like long conversation where they explain how the rules work and everything else. That never really happens, because the beings out there, when I meet them, they show it in the way where it's in pictures, it's in the view, it's in, like I can feel it, I can smell it, I can see it, but it doesn't come in a textbook where, okay, this is the name of the planet and that's how things are working. It doesn't come like that to me. Some people that are really paying attention to the names and the year and the location, that might be their thing. It's not for me. So whatever fits your reality, how you perceive world will be given the same way to you. Other beings that don't know you on the same level will give it information not knowing that. And they might give you, like, you're all into perception and they give you this book and like, okay, well, here you can read about our planet, or like, here's this little paper with the names and information and everything else, and you don't really care about that stuff. So you can really easily tell, like, for me, that is easy. But, I'm not you, everyone's different, but that's how it works for me. So like I would always look at the essence, how it feels, how am I able to get information and connect to it. So knowing that, I know who's going to be friendlier to me or who I have a better connection with, and they're going to give it to me the same way that I like to receive it. And on the other hand, it's all about creativity. It's all about what if, and just try it out, explore, try things, and come up with new ideas, new things, and like, what if, and you just like, I don't know, people, cut trees and every single wrinkle, or however you would call it, the line tells the year and how the tree's life was and everything else. Maybe that's how you want to find out about things. Whatever way for you is the best to find information and know certain things, you can try the same thing when you get out of body. So a little video about, getting information, those little parts, connecting with them and all. But if you have your own ways, if you are, let's say, doing this spiritual work and getting fragments back, or looking into your own past lives, talking to beings and all this stuff, how do you get this information? How does it come in your ways? What are some of the things that you do to get them back, your techniques, your ways? Please share it in the comments, because, what I experience is just one point of view. And the more we have, the better, because people will have more variety to choose from, try it out, and maybe something will work for them. That being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.